I've spent a good amount of time naked. Yeah.
Like even when you were a kid, didn't you?
I was always getting naked. I was always getting in trouble for getting naked.
Chris Pratt is a well-known American actor who rose to prominence after starring in films such as The Lego Movie, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Jurassic World. The debut paved the door for a career in cinema and television, which he had never expected to pursue. But he'd always hoped for something that would eventually make him famous. Pratt rose to fame as an actor with appearances in the WB drama series Everwood and the NBC sitcom Parks and Recreation. His major break came in 2014 when he featured in main parts in two super-hit, financially successful films. Pratt's future as an actor is bright and sparkling, with huge projects in the works.
They're like, you can't just pull your dick out. I was like, why? Why? It's funny.
But it has got you in trouble in your sitcom.
Yes, yeah.
If you enjoy these videos, please remember to hit the like button, as it does help us out a lot. And comment below who your favorite celebrity is that you'd love to see in an upcoming video. His full name is Christopher Michael Pratt, but is also known as Chris Pratt. He was born June 21st, 1979 in Virginia, United States, making him 42 at the time of this production. He stands 188 centimeters or 6 feet 2 inches tall. Chris Pratt is finally acknowledging his controversial title as the worst actor in Hollywood 2 months after filmmaker Amy Berg revived a years-long Twitter tradition of asking her followers to debate which Hollywood Chris has to go, forcing people to choose between Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pine, Chris Evans, and Chris Pratt. And 1 month after the actor's co-stars and Patrick Schwarzenegger rushed to his defense, Pratt has been silent about his last-place online rating, letting his brother-in-law, his wife, Katherine Schwarzenegger, co-stars Zoe Saldana, Robert Downey Jr., Mark Ruffalo, and Marvel film directors Anthony and Joseph Russo to do all the talking for him. However, in an Instagram story shared on Monday, the actor made light of the issue while discussing his participation in the Agbo Superhero Fantasy Football Competition, a celebrity charity league that also includes Evans and Hemsworth. In the video, Pratt exclaims, "I made it to the finals! I've made it to the finals! What caused this to happen? It's a 14-man league, and I was drafted 14th. Do you realize how difficult that is? I was chosen last. It was really upsetting. Anyone who's been chosen last understands how it feels, but I was in 10th position after the draft and 8th place at the end of the season. I snuck 2 very, very tight victories off, the most recent one being Chris Evans," he continued. Last week, he defeated Chris Hemsworth, so I suppose we finally put a stop to that discussion. Chris, who is the superior? It has to be one of them. Pratt, on the other hand, stated, "I do have them in body fat content, therefore I'm more floating." That's yours, gang. So while he may always rank 4th on the Hollywood Chris list, Pratt will always rank number 1 in flotation ability. After a successful Feed Thy Neighbor initiative to combat food insecurity across the United States that had been exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, Greater Good Charities and actor Chris Pratt awarded nearly $650,000 to 21 nonprofit organizations, including a $10,000 grant to the Edmonds Food Bank. Feed Thy Neighbor was born out of the twin crisis of people attempting to combat food insecurity brought on by the coronavirus pandemic, said Liz Baker, CEO of Greater Good Charities. First, there's a meal scarcity for food banks serving our most needy. At the same time, donations to these frontline organizations are declining. Pratt created Feed Thy Neighbor, which was made possible by the Hunger Site by Greater Good, 12 Tomatoes, and Greater Good Charities. Pratt contributed $100,000 in matching contributions and urged individuals to donate in exchange for the opportunity to meet him via Zoom. He also presented a New Year's Eve Instagram Live with Robert Downey Jr., Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jamie Foxx, and Bryce Dallas Howard. How did such a gift end up in Edmonds? Food Bank Executive Director Casey Davis stated that the Greater Good Charities had approached the food bank about a possible link to their annual Empty Bowl event at one time. While that possibly did not pan out, Greater Good eventually approached the food bank about taking part in the Feed Thy Neighbor campaign. This year, 1 in every 4 children in America may not know where their next meal will come from, Pratt added. There's a genuine need. People are in distress. Greater Good and 12 Tomatoes covered all credit card processing fees, ensuring that every dollar donated helps, and Greater Good charities distributed 100% of the funds received. On the set of Take Me Home Tonight in 2007, Chris Pratt met his future wife, Anna Faris. In 2008, the pair got engaged and married in Bali the following year. Their first child, Jack, was born in August 2012. He was born prematurely, and the couple feared the baby's terrible future.
Reacting to seeing my dick, and so I was like, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drop my trowel as an improv. She'll open the door, and then that will be the take.
Christopher Michael Pratt was born in Virginia, Minnesota on June 21, 1979. His mother, Kathleen Louise, worked in a supermarket, while his grandfather, Daniel Clifton, worked in mining before switching to home renovations. Pratt's father died of multiple sclerosis in 2014. Pratt was born and raised in Lake Stevens, Washington. Pratt was a wrestler throughout his high school years. Pratt dropped out of his first semester at a small college. He began his career as a cheap ticket salesman and even worked as a daytime stripper at one point. He struggled in his employment and eventually became homeless in Maui, Hawaii, where he slept in a tent. When Ray Dawn discovered Pratt, he was 19 years old and working as a waiter in a Maui restaurant. She cast him in the Los Angeles-based horror thriller Cursed. Following this performance, Pratt was cast in the television series Everwood as Harold Abbott. He began starring in The O.C. in its fourth season after the program was canceled. Pratt auditioned for both the part of James T. Kirk in Star Trek and the role of Jake Sully in Avatar in 2009. Pratt chose to audition for a part on NBC's Parks and Recreation comedy series. However, the character was well received by the public, and the producers decided to make Pratt a series regular. Until 2015, the show aired for 7 seasons. Pratt played baseman/catcher Scott Hatteberg in the 2011 film Moneyball. Pratt was cast as a Navy SEAL in the 2012 thriller Zero Dark 30. Pratt co-starred in the 2013 sci-fi romance picture Her with Joaquin Phoenix. Pratt was cast as Peter Quill in Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy in 2013. James Gunn initially declined the part, but after speaking with the director, he changed his mind. Pratt's 2014 started out well. He appeared in the Lego Movie, which became the third highest-grossing picture of 2014, and Guardians of the Galaxy was released later that year. He received the CinemaCon Award for Breakthrough Performer for the latter. Pratt took over for Josh Brolin in the starring role of Owen Grady in Jurassic World in 2013. The film was a huge success at the box office, grossing $1.67 billion worldwide. The film's sequel was released in 2018. Pratt later starred in the remake of the Western The Magnificent Seven. Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence co-starred in the science fiction picture Passengers in 2016. The sequel to Guardians of the Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, released in 2017. He was also seen as Quill in Avengers Infinity War, which was released in 2018.
That they'll use, right? By the way, it is the take that they use. And she opens the door and she goes, Andy, whoa!
He made an average of $17 million per film. Chris Pratt's net worth is $60 million. Pratt bought his California mansion for $15.6 million. Pratt owns several cars: a Ford F-150, a Tesla Model S, and a Volkswagen.